they'd widen up.
What do they take?
Well, this is a Prairie Field Services Safety Meeting for the week of August 26, 2019. We're going to talk about incident reporting again. We talk about it quite often, but it seems like we have had lots and lots of issues here lately of things not being reported properly or on time or way after the fact. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Sierra's going to jump in here and take over for me.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
What's that?
Did you just go over the first?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I don't think you're.
Camera's not working right.
Did you start?
Yeah, we're started already.
Nope, it's just a picture of Brian.
Just kill the camera.
Here?
Video capture device. There you go.
Oh, it's also showing this over here. I don't think you set it up right.
No, that's okay.
No, don't touch that. Well, guess they'll have the notes too then, huh?
Yep.
Okay, so incidents. Incidents are injuries, spills, or any release of product, or a vehicle incident causing damage or near misses. So we're going to go over each one of those and specifically how to report them. So an injury, obviously an injury is anytime a worker hurts themselves. Anything from a smashed finger, cuts, strains, sprains, broken bones, wide range of bodily injuries that can happen when you're out there. We've talked about it over and over. The correct process for reporting an injury is to call dispatch first. Texting any member of the safety team or supervisors or anything like that does not constitute reporting. You must call dispatch, and this needs to be done as soon as possible, not hours or days or weeks later. When you report an injury, dispatch will contact a field supervisor and they'll come to you. They'll assess whether they need to call Axiom Medical or if you need to go directly to a clinic. Not every... I need the mouse. Not every injury does need to be reported to Axiom. So if you're injured at home like you were in the field, would you go to the ER right then? A lot of times probably not. You can do minor first aid on yourself. But that assessment by a field supervisor is vital in those steps for reporting. It keeps injuries from being reported several hours or days after the event. And late reporting slows down the process and can have adverse effects when you're working with workers' comp. So if you report something months after it happened, now you're claiming it months later for that event, it'll most likely be denied because there's no way to prove that incident happened months earlier or prove that that incident is causing the current problem. So when reporting injuries late or hours or days later, it also causes a lag in treatment, investigation, and then questions come from the late report if it even happened on duty or anything. So always notify dispatch. Spills, so obviously what are spills? A spill is any unplanned release of crude or production water to the environment. We as Prairie have a policy and procedure for drivers to be at the controls when fluid is being moved. And we don't just say this just so you guys are outside when the weather sucks. It's a federal law. Federal Code 40 CFR 112 is written for spill prevention and countermeasure control. The law says that a company must have a procedure in place to stop or minimize the release of product to the environment. And we write those policies so we're compliant with federal law. So once again, what do you do to report a spill? Dispatch must be contacted. This starts the process for cleanup. A flash report is completed, just like an injury. Notifies management and gives operations an idea for what is needed for cleanup. Dispatch also contacts the supervisor to respond and assist. Yes, you can call the supervisor, but again, this is not reporting. Reporting starts with a dispatch notification.
That's my first question is, did you call dispatch?
Right.
Or they just hang up on you.
My
No,
answer
right?
is usually I check
They do.
4
But you
times.
did.
My
Oh.
truck caught on fire. They hung up on me.
I remember that.
At least they answered.
No,
Usually they don't.
they didn't even answer. They went, hung up the damn phone. So that's a stupid rule. It should go right to your supervisor.
So again, the text to anyone on the safety team is not reporting the incident. When a spill happens, obviously you want to shut in your valves, try and keep the fluid from migrating any further. Maybe use a shovel to make some berms if you need to, and then call dispatch. Don't drive through the oil or production water and track it all over location. And don't drive through it until you're cleared by a supervisor. You can't let production water just flow to the ground from the load hose. This is considered a spill, and a supervisor needs to contact you and investigate the incident as soon as possible. It's almost impossible to catch up with you later and get details. We need accurate reports, and those come from when it's fresh in your mind. If you have no cell signal, you might need to move. Make sure there's no standing oil under you or production water. And then obviously travel to where you can get service and call. And a supervisor will either meet you where you have service or back on location. So don't leave until you're cleared by a supervisor to do so. Vehicle incidents. Vehicle incident is anytime your vehicle strikes a fixed object, another vehicle goes off the road, or near misses where damage or collision didn't happen but could have. We use near misses obviously as learning events. If you're involved in a motor vehicle crash, call 911 and get law enforcement involved if you're on a public roadway. Again, if you're hit someone or hit a fixed object, you want to call dispatch first. Dispatch will, again, notify the management team and they'll respond as needed. The incident needs to be investigated and a supervisor will come to you. If it's a cattle guard or fence or other fixed object, it also must be reported. We have a huge amount of unreported damage to our fleet, which is a huge cost to us. And again, we will reiterate that a text to a supervisor or someone in safety does not mean the event was reported. Oakley. I don't know what she did. We're good. Okay. When you're involved in a crash on public roadways or lease roads with another vehicle, we have to get information from the driver on them, the vehicle's information, license plate information, and insurance information. We also need to provide these same things to the other driver. If the other driver does not want to give this information, even on a lease road, contact the sheriff for the county you're in and they'll come and assist and mediate. And here's a little video for you. That was Saturday.
Todd, you did an extremely good job with that. You looked at your options with everything, because if you would have swerved to the right, chances are they would have struck back into the tanker, into the pup. We probably would have had a pretty major release. You had a lot of gassy fluid in there. Could have been an explosion. If you would have swerved to the left with a loaded tanker, you could have clipped Pete as he was going by, and he's then going to be dead full head on into you. So you did a excellent job riding that out. Although I know it's still bothering you some, but that was one of those things, you chose the right path.
Didn't look to me like you had a hell of a lot of time to make that choice.
It happened a lot slower than that.
Seemed like it, I bet.
I just glanced down at the speedometer and bam.
You're all right.
Thank you.
Again, safety themes for August for us: traffic awareness. Good one there. And then we have vapor awareness, spills, and journey management. Some notes from Kim here. Help support our troops. They're doing care packages, getting them sent out to them. Anything on those lists. If you want to bring in, and Kim can get them to the library, or if you want to send them or take them straight to the library. The deadline for that is September 11th, at the end of the day. And you guys can kind of see on the screen there if you're watching it live. David put some notes in here on who was deployed. We have the Wyoming Army National Guard 115th Field Artillery Brigade deployed to various locations in the Middle East in July. On September 8th, the Wyoming National Guard A Battery 2nd Battalion. 300th Field Artillery will be deploying to the Middle East. Texas Army National Guard deployed 636th Headquarters and Headquarters Detachment of the 71st Expedition.
The big word.
There's a lot of people going out.
Expeditionary.
Yeah, expeditionary. So, they're sending out care packages for those. If you guys want to get any of those in. Again, Water has many new ventures going on, including service work increasing. For Wyoming crude, month-to-date daily average is about 48,000 barrels. And for Texas crude, our month-to-date daily averages is about 5,000 barrels. Some shop notes. When listing faults or problems in your trucks, please use the tablet to take pictures of the issues and put it in your DVIRs. If you're not sure how to do this, stop by and we can show you how. And some operations notes as well. Double check the ropes on your thief. We've had 2 stay in the bottom because of frayed ropes that broke. Also double check to make sure there's a zip tie attached to the ring on the thief rope, so if the clip comes loose, you don't lose the thief in the bottom. Everyone's doing a pretty good job watching your hours of service lately, but there's still a huge problem with people not signing into units when driving, so make sure you're logging in correctly. And Kyle's little note here, stop taking things from other trucks. Get it through the supply process in the shop from us. Stop taking things. I won't use his language. Happy birthday to the August people.
So from the office, we have Jay Watson and Scott from Wyzetta. From the shop, we have Steve Parker, Angel, and Alex. Todd Eidenschink from Rollins, Shannon Beal, Josh Holder, Jay Miller, Russ Kennedy, and Milton Miller. And lots of cake, because we're the only ones that showed up.
Oh, we get cake today?
Yes.
And then any short service employees, reach out to a supervisor to discuss any IVMS alerts or training needs. And thanks for being a part of Prairie, guys.